Is this thing
It is
on?
on. It's definitely on.
This thing is definitely on. I wanted to like a title, you know, people was like almost like an album.
Yeah, that's good. Hell yeah. Green light. Green light. Right, left. Green light. You see? I'm ready to go right now.
That was the best one.
That's what's fire. Welcome
was-
back.
that's fucking
Welcome
fun.
back. Welcome
See?
back.
Ear throws popping everybody, top of the motherfucking morning.
What's shaking?
You ready? Welcome to Faxtz, the PodKast.
Yep.
You already know.
Season 2, episode 3.
Cause we come in peace. You already know it's the homie D and my man,
Brian Lion, 5'10" giant.
aka
Boot Camp
Brian. You know what I mean? Or Mr. Boot Camp himself, I like to say. But how everybody doing today? How everybody feeling? How you feeling, Mr. Boot Camp?
Amazing, you know. The slogan better than yesterday, worse than tomorrow. You know, but every day come with challenges, and I'm ready to see what today got in store.
Let's go.
You know.
You know what I mean?
How are you?
Feeling exquisite. You know what I mean? I just like that word. I
That's
just
a
wanted
nice
to use
word.
that. It is nice, right? Exquisite. It just sounds good.
I love
But you know me, it's still too early for any complaints, you know what I mean? So we getting into it. We gonna get right into episode 3 today.
What we got today?
We got so episode 3 is gonna be excuse me, y'all. Y'all know
That's how excited you
I'm so
are.
excited. Excuse me, because this is a good one. Like it's called How Often Are You Often? How often are you often? What the fuck does that mean? We're gonna figure it out. Let's get into it. And because as always,
Yes,
know.
I wanna let y'all know, because I don't know if y'all know the schematics behind this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no idea what the top is gonna be. So this smile is just so genuine, because I'm just, my wheels like every time, and like she always come up with just this. It's something we need to talk about. It's like it's always exactly what we need to talk about, and I'm amazed and I'm excited. I can't wait to get into it. So let's go. Let's break it down.
Definitely. Cause like y'all gotta remember, when he never knows what topics I'm talking about, so y'all see it right now.
Till we press record and she say it, that's when I figure out, and you know, and which shows us both how good we are at our craft, right? Like, cause you can't. I don't got the internet right here, right? Like you gotta have knowledge to seek knowledge, right? Like you know what I'm saying? But that's not.
I'm gonna keep it genuine, but anyway. So what I mean by that, like when I say how often are you often? The question is how. Excuse me. The first question is, are you ever rewarding yourself? So it's like that's important. We gotta get into that and ask ourselves that, because
it is important.
You gotta.
You want to go through the whole run through first?
I gotta let them know all of the questions, because I want y'all to have these questions in your mind each time when we talking about this, because it's something that's important. And look, y'all see, I went back to my pen and paper. I told you I couldn't do that. All that technology
that
stuff.
futuristic shit wasn't working.
I gotta go back to what I know.
The roots.
But the second question. So the first question: are you ever rewarding yourself? The second question: do you put you first in decision making? All right. Third question is,
Oh, it's gonna get crazy.
It's gonna get good. Third question is, when is the last time you did something you enjoyed for yourself? All right. So let's get to that first question.
Okay.
Are you ever rewarding yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think we all do, but I think before I say that, I want to state the fact that I think rewards have many different levels. And I think that some rewards are just rewarding in thought. Like they don't, like hear me out, right? Like a reward should help you.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
So I remember one point in my life where I used to think, like running out of work to grab a drink or something like that, like that was a reward. That's how I treated it. But it didn't really help me, right? So I mean, I just say that this healthy rewards. Nah, not in the long run, no, because you got.
Well, I need that letter too.
Of course. What I'm saying is like, I mean, inevitably, like, the pleasure only matters if it doesn't leave a long trail of bad results.
Right.
Right. Like if you, I'm not judging nobody. Like your everyday pleasures, that's cool, but like it only matters if you know what I'm saying. Like if you don't leave a bad trail of results. But I do reward myself. And I think rewards vary in a spectrum, and everyone's going to see rewards in different ways. So I think we all reward ourselves. I don't know if we're all conscious of it though.
And like what I was going to say is, once you do that, I want to see your phone call. I want to show you something because I like to look up, and I want to make sure that we all are on the same page of the whole reward. Because you're right, like we got to remember what reward means. So it's like. We're gonna get that in a few minutes, but like, you're exactly what you're saying too, because it's like it has to. You don't want to contradict yourself with what it is that you're doing, like what you're rewarding yourself for, and what it is. So it's like
I was at we only know our experience, right?
Yeah.
So I was at a point in time where I was searching for comfortable to be comfortable. Like I appreciated my comfortable zone, and it needed maintenance. So I would do everything to make myself comfortable. But then when I looked at the results, they were uncomfortable. Like the time I spent, I enjoyed. Right, like the day to day wasn't bad. Like I found a way to make myself to please myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when I stood back and looked at the month results and shit, like it was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. Yeah. I didn't like where I was at in the total scheme of things, right?
For everything that you just said didn't match up. That's what you felt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't worth it.
Okay.
So it can't be a reward, right? Like
no, it's not.
Like if I'm putting in work and then I'm choosing to spend my money on something that I feel like is a reward, but it rewards me so short term that I never actually get to see the benefit of it on a long-term term to affect my quality of life, then how is it rewarding?
Yeah.
Right? It was like that loop. I was in a loop. You feel me? Then now I can say I'll make a lot more healthy choices.
So do you say, with the question, you're saying you
I do reward myself though. Absolutely. And I think everyone does, but I think the concept of reward is such a, you know how we always talk about this, like when you ask me a question, it's like, I like to break down the question, not too much, but like in order to get clarification, because maybe what if reward means something different to me and you, right?
Right.
Then we're gonna be talking around the subject.
That's how I want to get the whole.
We're gonna get it right now. We're gonna get it right now.
Because it's like I want us to all be able to be parallel.
So let me get it. So we gonna look up.
And when we look it up, like literally, so y'all see right now.
I just hit Google. Nothing like that.
Say Google. You just.
All right, reward. It's a noun, right?
And he's about to read.
A thing given in recognition of one's service, effort, or achievement. Right. So actually,
this is why I said that. This
doesn't say anything about it being necessarily positive.
Because that's what you were saying. What you're saying. That's like I want us. When you were saying what you said, I was like, I want us to break down.
So I guess that's my interpretation of reward.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if I'm the only one who think like that, right? Because think about it, like, isn't it the positive reinforcement that makes us do everything?
But it's like, so it's like
so isn't that like so would you consider a paycheck a reward?
A paycheck is a reward for some. It's like you said, it's the perspective of what something like a paycheck is. I would think,
but based on what the definition says, as a
paycheck
it is something given in recognition of one's service or effort. That is exactly what it is. So paycheck is a reward.
It's a reward,
right?
For you doing your job,
right?
For you coming in, clocking in, here's your reward.
So does it? So now that I'm reading this, right? Because now it's getting trippy now because you're asking me, do I reward myself? Are there things given? Do I give myself things in recognition of my own service, effort, and achievement?
But I would say you said that in the beginning. Now that's why I asked you. Remember my question? I said, But was it rewarding? Because listen, you said that you said you used to buy yourself. You said a drink, like you used to go and get your drink, and that because that made you feel good. At that moment, it was rewarding for you to get through whatever the next thing was, whatever it was that you needed to like. That was.
But it really didn't help me get through the next.
It postponed it.
Yeah, so that's not. I mean,
but at that moment, you rewarded yourself.
Yes, I gave myself something in recognition of service of my effort and achievement.
Yeah, exactly.
It just so happened that what I gave myself didn't help
you. So that's what
I'll tell you. That's a lot deeper than it sounds. That's a lot deeper than what it sounds. Because so now it's like
that's the importance of this. That's why. This is why, and I need everybody to understand. This is why I like to do this, and I like to go this way. Like what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying when not telling you yet what we go.
Because you know how I am.
And it's like on top of that, it's like I know that this is also other thoughts that others might be.
Yeah, and it's you know what? It's healthy. You know what I love about it? It's like we go in the gym all the time. We exercise, right? This is an extreme brain exercise. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of reasons, you know what I'm saying? Like, culpability. I don't just be saying shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it takes thought, but it's thought that's quick and deliberate. But still has to be sorted out as it's being said. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I'm like, well, like just now I had to backtrack based on reading the definition.
The definition, yeah. And it make you rethink. Like, sometimes we do that. We take these words because the English language is crazy in itself. And that's a whole nother thing. Yeah. So it's like sometimes we make our own what we feel this may mean for us. You know what I mean? Because it's like this is how we get through it. But it's like for me, I had to realize when I'm writing this stuff and when I'm asking this stuff, I literally ask myself these questions too, and I want y'all to understand that it's not just one of those where it's like I'm just asking y'all this and this. This is for real, it helps me open up and learn more about me and how to do this. Like I'm not gonna lie, because of last episode, y'all don't understand how much it actually has aligned me with myself and made me realize things that I was snoozing and losing on. I was leaving so much money on the table I didn't realize it. You know what I mean? So it's like when I asked, are you ever rewarding yourself? I really wasn't. When I look at the definition, there's a lot of times where I have trouble with that. I have trouble with because
let's get into it.
Because I have trouble.
Not to derail, but that's important.
No, that's important. Yeah. So that's what I did. So it said, are you ever rewarding yourself? The answer for me is sometimes, not all the time. My problem is I have a problem with letting myself know that I deserve something for my time and my services for me. You know what I mean? It's more of a self thing, you know what I mean?
Well, I would beg to differ.
What you mean? Why you say that?
From the outside looking in. See, and this is why it's so crazy how life works, because it's good to try to. It's the best thing to do. Sometimes is detach from your own self, be your own avatar. Like when you're playing a video game, right? You controlling it, but you're not it, right?
Right.
And so, what you see in yourself and me, when I'm being with you almost every day, seeing is the complete opposite, bro. For example, gym wise, you reward yourself every time. We go to the gym, leave the gym. We do certain things in our workout and reward ourselves.
Right. That's what I said sometimes.
Right. Oh, and then financially savvy. You got a whole box up there somewhere. I ain't gonna say too much, but you know what I'm saying? You do, and you put yourself. But I may say that you maybe don't indulge in the moment.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't. So
because I do think you reward yourself, but if you don't take the time to be like, this is a time where
and that's what I'm saying. I don't, and that's what I'm saying to you. That's my exact thing is I don't. That's my problem. I don't take time to be like, this is what this is. This is your reward for this. I don't take time to acknowledge the reward, if that makes sense. I guess that's how it's
No, that makes perfect sense.
That's my trouble. So it's like, are you rewarding yourself? Sometimes I do, and I know I'm doing it, and I'm actively doing it and be like, yo, I deserve this. This is why I'm doing this. But sometimes I'm like...
Yeah. It's like going through emotions almost.
Yeah, like...
And you know what? It's funny you say that because it's like, a lot of times, it's like that with
I
like...
make sure I ain't starting on fire right now. My fault.
A lot of times it's like that in like just in life in general where you like, you know, it's easy to wake up in the morning and look at the last week and feel like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But then blow it out of proportion and not understand like, yo, what happened 2 years ago though? Where was you 2 years ago?
Yeah, yo, and that's
where was you 4 years ago?
Yo.
What was going on 8 years ago? Like we do grow, you know, and it's like if we don't pay attention to like the ins and out, like when I mean ins and out, if you don't zoom out and zoom in, like it's day to day, minute to minute, enjoying the moment, but then you also gotta zoom out and then like look at the big picture and give yourself grace. You know what I'm saying? Because like what you're saying is like another form of not acknowledging is self-guilt or self-beating yourself.
And that's exactly
so. See, that's what I think was like.
So even going into the next question, right? The second question that we had to keep in mind too is, do you put you first in decision making? So that kind of goes, like
I didn't always.
Not at all. And that kind of go into that, like when you,
but not,
what you said real quick. Let me get this off real quick, because we're gonna really tie into that question and get into that question. But this kind of like with that whole rewarding. Do you ever reward yourself? My problem with the guilt part is like, I'm like, well, if I give myself this and I know that this is great for me, then I'm like, well, what about like someone else, or like you know, or what about the whatabouts? You know what I mean? So it's like that's not necessarily help. You gotta be okay with acknowledging where you were at too. Like if it's like, cause like for instance, when we was talking about finances, right? There was a time where I didn't have shit. Like I'll be real with y'all. Be real transparent. I was fucking poor. Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. I was poor as shit.
I mean, I'm just like right here.
Yeah.
I'm still climbing, you know. But hey, it is what it is.
If you know me, you know I ain't rich or anything like that. I ain't balling, but I'm okay. Like I'm more comfortable than I have been.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we speak of these years prior, 1,000%. Like you know what I mean.
1,000%.
So when I had to look at rewarding myself, and when it comes to decision making for myself, I had to realize that they kind of tie and go hand in hand, and they go. So it's like when I look at my house and my home, I think about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 4. Let's keep it. Even 4 years ago, I wasn't even living how I am now. You know what I mean? I didn't have the things that I have now. A lot of the things that I have now, it had to be for me to make decisions for myself. It couldn't be based off of others. And a lot of times when I sit back, like when I start feeling like, damn, I'm not worthy enough, or I look back like, yo, you didn't have all these things.
You know what's funny?
This is what you deserve.
You know what's funny based on what you just said? Like, this is something I want to give all the people, because what you said was so important. When you said, and I sit back and think I'm not enough. Yo, that's a thought. I don't care how much money you have. That's a thought every fucking human living being has, right? And I want y'all to think about this in a silly way, because this is what helps me. I think about it in a silly way, right? Let's say you got in the shower, right? And when you got in the shower, somebody just came into the bathroom and was like, yo, by the way, dog, you ain't enough. And you was like, okay, who is this nigga? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Then you got in your car, you was driving, you got whatever, getting your coffee, you reached in the coffee, the person was like, oh, you ain't enough.
I would know my past with that.
You're like, it's all good. You're like, whatever the case may be. And then that same person, you know, was in your office telling you, hey, by the way, you ain't enough. And then by the way, you're not a good parent. By the way, you eventually be like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, who are you? You don't even know me. But we don't do that to ourselves.
Not at all.
We let ourselves torment ourselves like that. You're more than enough, you know? And if you're stuck, it's just because you're doing the same thing. Think about it. Yeah. If you're stuck, you're doing the same thing.
You're going to make yourself
insane. You're going to have to
try something.
Yeah, and going into the second, like, I want to get into that second question. Repeat it so I can get it. Like,
so to get into the meat and the nitty gritty of it, the second question is, do you put you first in decision making?
Yes.
And that's important. Do you put you first?
Yes.
Ask yourself that.
And I'm not only I'm gonna answer the question, and then I'm gonna take it a step further to tell you why it's super important too. Right. And at least what I found, you know, I do put myself first in every decision making process because I feel like I'm the leader of my household, and when leadership, you have what's called the law of the lid. And so whatever you work, whatever organization, anything going on, whatever you're a part of, the leader determines the leadership level of the leader determines where everyone else falls.
Right.
So if the leader of the organization is a 9, then the most everybody could be is 8. But if the leader of the organization, his leadership skills or her leadership skills is a 5, no matter how great the people underneath them are, they're under this leadership. Yeah. Therefore, the greatest they can get is a 4.
Yeah, don't say that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's imperative for me to be at my best, which means making decisions in that mindset of thinking of me first. It's not selfish.
As we always say, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, there's so many things and people counting on me. If I do not rely on myself first, it
won't happen.
I wouldn't be able to do what I have to do. I wouldn't be able to do it.
It won't be a thing.
It won't be a thing, you know? And so it's important to, but what that also means is I learned is to not pressure. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm putting myself first in the decision making process, but that also means allowing things to work themselves out on the outside of things. You know,
right?
That part was hard because you want to be in you're helping, you're doing this.
You want to be in control.
Yeah,
the whole time. But it comes to a point where it's like the control.
You gotta let go.
Listen,
I'm
that person. Like I like to be in control a lot, but it's like what I have to realize is like. It's really, so it's like you gotta also be ready to be able to take the accountability of the decision making, too.
Right.
So it's like.
But what that means is, and this is the thing that people understand about the decision making process, I think, because maybe they do understand, but maybe they just don't realize the gravity of it all. The only bad decision is no decision.
Exactly.
Here's how this, before you leave the house, you make 1,000, 10,000, sometimes 5, depending on when you wake up, 5,000 decisions before you even leave the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the key in the art of decision, though. Every decision comes with what? You get a gift. Guess what? Another one.
And another one.
So it's only when you don't make a decision that you get to this anxiety prone because you're stuck. You stick yourself. You literally freeze yourself from all the other options. Like if you start making a decision and it's not the right one, change it.
You have the power.
Just like that. As soon as you make a decision and you're like, oh, this isn't going too good. Cool.
But on some real shit though, it's like, I think like depending on where you are already at, like for your mental state and capabilities, you don't really see that. Decision making is and I don't even like using the word impossible.
No, you don't see
that's what people I feel. That's what I think. I think people feel like you're not capable of making it. And it's like where is it? Where is it at that? Or maybe somebody out here can.
Well,
help us with that. But it's like I just think because a lot of times when I'm talking about like this is like my thoughts is coming from like even other people sharing their experiences.
Exactly, and I don't want to be unsensitive. Right. Like to what other people may be going through in terms of because there's different levels of mental states, and I'll be firmly aware of that. But what I do want to give people the key to is like I tell Dave all the time when we in the gym. It's like everybody's a bodybuilder. You know what I'm saying? Just the same way everybody's a bodybuilder, everybody's a mind builder too. I'm not saying you're responsible for the things that have happened to you in your past, trauma, things of that nature. I would never tell somebody that because in some cases we are, in some cases we aren't, and then sometimes it's just shit that's terrible, tragedy, malicious shit. But we are responsible for the continued money. We do decide how we continue.
And it's like what I want people to understand is like. You gotta. The reason why it's important, and the reason why I asked this question is because it's like it's important for you to know that you have to be put first when you do make decisions because all of it is going to come back on you.
Right,
so it's like you were saying, like if you like we like to use jobs in gym and things like that. Like let's say like for instance, right? Let's say if you made the workout, right? You say this is our plan. So we every morning when we go to the gym, he gives us the plan of this is our plan of what we're working out.
Before we get there, not like as we go.
Not as we go. It's like okay. Yeah. So now when we get there, now he had to make sure, even with him making that plan, he has to make sure that now that plan is made and he made the decision of this is the things that we're going to do, you know? And now when we go to the gym, if we go to the gym and something strays off, it's like, wait, no, that wasn't you. He has to stand on this is what we decided to do. This decision that's for that's going to benefit us.
But we do adapt.
Oh, we always adapt.
Like for example, in that same situation, sometimes we have a lineup, and there's a way I want to work each muscle so that they tire a certain way and they grow a certain way. But that's not here or there. Sometimes the next machine we need to use, somebody's on it, and we've learned how to just go around that. We're going, all right, we're gonna go back to that. We're gonna do this to this to that, and because everyone works out at a different pace, and I'm not gonna let anything stop the energy, and so that's why it's important to put you first, because that's where your energy source is, right? Like that's your vitality. That is your life force. It doesn't come from anyone else.
And it's it actually, and instead of coming from anyone else, it actually radiates onto others.
And that's what
so it's like that's why it's important for you to make you first in decision making, because a person feels when it's uncomfortable. So like if he made this plan, so let's say this is the plan, right? Okay, so we're doing these workouts for the day. Boom. Now if we go in and I got the same thing that he has, right? So now if he be like, nah, he goes to work out on the thing and be like, nah, we're not gonna do this no more. It's like, well, why? You said we're doing this, so it's like this is the decision you made. We're doing this, and he can't get mad or upset because I'm like, this was because it was his decision.
And even crazy,
so it's like if you're not gonna stand on your decision,
absolutely,
you gotta make sense. It can't be. You gotta make it gotta be, because if it's not for you, it's gonna be easy for you to be like, what if he made that decision with me in mind, with just me in mind? What's the point?
No.
It's so easy because now if he made that decision with me in mind and he didn't want to do it, and if I already didn't want to do it, it ain't getting done. What's the point of taking the time to make the plan now?
So it's crazy because when I make the plan, it's the craziest thing in the world. And I'm maniacal like this. Like I think about where we failed last time, and I put us in similar situations. Because that's what growth is. I told you, we go to the gym for controlled failure. There's certain most of the workouts I put down is the ones we struggled with the time before.
Yeah, and that's the best part.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, because that exposed something.
Right.
And I want you to get the perception of like, yo, I control my weaknesses.
Right.
That's a big thing. That's a big key. It's like, when I was growing up, I was told I had an anger problem type shit. Like, and because I got a temper problem, right? But the more I heard that, it was the more easier for me to lose my temper. Mm-hmm. It's the story we tell. It became like something to fall.
That's now your.
I can control my weaknesses. So all I'm saying out there is like, wherever you're suffering from, not all at once. I'm not saying tomorrow you'll be better. No, I'm just saying like if you just take what I say, by the yard is always hard, but inch by inch is a cinch, baby. Like just take the little steps, baby. First,
if you. That's why, and it's the middle of this whole thing. It's the meat of it, because it's like you gotta first make the decision to be okay with making you the decision and first, like your thoughts and what's gonna make you. Because sometimes, how many times you say yes, somebody be like, yo, can you take me to something? You're like, yeah. Because you just want them to feel great, but then you're like, wait, I didn't think about.
Up. You gotta go to work. You didn't set yourself up now, and now the rest.
I can't make that decision, and it's okay and we gotta be okay with
saying no,
or if you can't, if you really don't know, you gotta be okay with like, you know what, I can't make that decision right now. Give me this time. You gotta be okay with making decisions and making it comfortable for you, because you gotta live with the decision. You don't want to go back and be like, yo. I made that decision.
But sometimes, but here's the crazy shit. As you just said that, it clicked to me. Sometimes that means making uncomfortable decisions.
And that's what I'm saying, bro.
Like you sometimes you have to make uncomfortable decisions to make you better. And to make you actually be in a better place to be comfortable. Right? Because like I said,
let's get into this let's get into this last thing. Well, I'm gonna let you get that off.
No, we good.
I just thought about. I don't mean to cut you off like that.
We good.
Because I just know, like, I want to keep our time. We've been
we
great.
Yeah,
no, I know we're great.
We doing good.
But
that's
when's
the
last time? When is the last question? Right, was when is the last time you did something you enjoyed for yourself?
Every
you can still get that off.
fucking day. When I tell you that, like, that's what I want to. That's the. If I don't want to give the people nothing else, I really want to give y'all this, man. Planning your day is not being a tyrant. It's the complete it's the complete opposite. Every Sunday I plan my week, right? And I take joy in it because I write down the things that I want to do for myself. I do them. And then every time I check that motherfucker off, it's like it's another feel good experience. So when people be like, yo, are you really just happy all the time? Now, yeah, because I understand the choices of it. Do I have moments? Of course, we all do. Do I have days where it's tough? Of course. Yo, this morning was fucking struggle filled. And I had to literally go back to my home and start over. I had to go back on my home, go to the mirror. I was like, yo. What are you expecting from the world right now that got you so impatient? Mm-hmm. You good. It's okay. And it's okay to be not in the space you want to be at, but you can't rush time and you can't box the universe. So at this point, it's like, what do you? So to spend energy being upset about it is what? Helping you how?
It's using up more energy.
Yo, listen, you know what I do? You know what I do? You know what I do? And I don't know if this is gonna work for everybody because I'm a natural giver, so this just works for me. You know what I do when I feel like shit and I feel like, yo, I can't, I don't know, confidence level's a little low because we don't have days like that? I help somebody. I find I don't even give a fuck, I don't care who, I help somebody. And by helping somebody, it lets you know two things. It lets you know if you're in a position to help somebody that there's people doing worse than you. Buck up. Mm-hmm.
It's another stretch of reality.
You feel me? And then the second thing it makes you feel is
reality. This could be your reality.
The second thing you feel is, yo, we humans and we all need help. Mm-hmm. And so if I'm willing to do this, yo, I might be not using all my resources. It immediately makes me think outside the box. It's like, here I am helping somebody, and I feel like shit. But it's helping me understand things, and it's helping me feel better. And not only that, when I leave this place, I can analyze what resources haven't I been using, because the most important resource is resourcefulness. And like you said, how often are you often? Mm-hmm. That's so dope because what I've been taught is the number one ability in the world is availability. I don't give a fuck what you can do if you're unavailable to do such things when you say you are or you say you can.
My fault, y'all. Just had a little complication with this other thing that we working on.
Right.
This is how real stuff is you gotta be very careful with things that you press. This one is not trying to record it anymore.
Oh, we gotta keep it with the live one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What it is.
It is what it is.
Sorry for y'all if y'all is listening to that on the Spotify and all that. And
that was a chop. That was a cliffhanger though.
Yeah, that was a cliffhanger.
They gonna like, wait, what happened?
What happened? But my fault, yo. That's how real this is, and that's
but listen, we going and it's like we going through
go ahead, my fault.
That's actually perfect. I believe everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And so exactly what I was talking about was you're only good as your availability. I mean, it doesn't mean you have to be available for everyone, but it means you should take the time to be available for yourself. Like that determines everything, because then you can be the greatest you can be. And once you can do that, you can give your gifts. And in return, you'll get the value. But if you don't have the time for yourself, if you don't even make availability for yourself, you can't even get to the step 2 and 3, which is what being a human being is. You can't even be a co-creator in this existence without being available for you. That's what the meditation is. That, you know what I'm saying? That's what my personal development is. That's what my music time in the morning is, sometimes, you know what I'm saying? When, that's what gym time is, reading. I mean, it's just giving back. But if you see it in a different light, if you see it as a task, you're missing it. It's the fruits of your labor. Is it pain involved in the gym?
Oh yeah, but no pain,
Does
no
that,
gain.
but does that take away from the beautiful experience of how we feel after?
No, actually, I like that. I'm like,
Yo, like,
it's like I feel the growth.
Yeah.
Imagine if every time you did something like, and I'm gonna make sure I answer that question too, because it's like, when's the last time? When is the last time you did something you enjoyed for yourself? And I'm gonna be honest with y'all right now.
Oh, I love this. This is you right. I forgot. I even missed that. Ooh, oh my head.
Right now. And it's like,
I love
like
this.
for real, right now, I love it. I enjoy doing this. You know what I mean? I enjoy talking. First of all, if you know me, you know I love.
Give the gas.
I
can't say I don't like talking myself.
But it's like, so it's like, I love doing this, but more importantly, like, it was something that you said, like, helping others, like, that's what I say, like,
exactly.
I tell people when they come to my, like, when I say that every day, they say, how you feeling? Still too early for it. I'm feeling great. Still too early for any complaints. I say that because it's like, I don't know why people coming out to eat. Is it that they're just hungry? Is there something going on?
No, we're taking them away. We're taking them away for 2 hours. We're taking them away from whatever they're going on
so
outside.
It's like, my job is to what I say is, my goal is, any table that I get, is to each person at that table to make them smile at least once. Who knows? I could have changed their life. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, this right here, I'm doing this for me because it makes me feel great. I enjoy doing this because I get to speak to people. I get to like talk to people and give them my experience, my story. You know,
and it really helped them too.
Yeah.
Right? Because like and don't get this, like, it's a two-way street. Like, like, you know, like, for example, we got some feedback, right? And like that's why we like, yo, you know what I'm saying? And we love that. Like, we gotta help each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all it's about, because synergy is everything. Like, you, like, no matter how much you may think you are a recluse or maybe like a what's it called when you're not like you don't want to be around people a lot. You're a loner, right? No one want to be on this earth alone. If you woke up tomorrow and everyone else was gone, you'd be stressed, dog. You'd be stressed, dog. Like, life is synergy, baby. Like, we and it's not always gonna be great. You know, it's not always gonna be you know, the perfect situation. But when you can use it as a tool to get better at, like, everything is just a way to make you better. Like, or you can see it for anything else and then let yourself be emotional dumbfounded from it, you know, and that's hard to come back from.
So we're gonna leave it there. Like, I want, like, this is something I could talk about this for days, hours.
Are we gonna give them something? I like how you be doing, like, you come up with your like,
that's what I'm about to get into.
My favorite part. It's like the conclusion. You wrap it up. Exactly. I like that.
So it's like, this is like really a good time that I really want to keep in mind, that the topic is how often are you often? Because I need that to be like
That's just your brain.
It just gave me chills.
When you first said that, I said,
you know what I mean? Because it's like,
I knew this was going to be good.
Yeah, because the whole thing with this is like, you got to remember, first, make sure you reward yourself. It's gonna be a few things on this. You gotta remember to reward yourself. In order for you to be often, you have to reward yourself.
Gotta fill that cup.
Right? You gotta
fill that cup, man.
You cannot pour from an empty cup. Second thing is, when it comes to decision making, you gotta make sure you put you first. You gotta be able to stand on it. You gotta say, whatever I stand on, even if I gotta make another decision.
That's fine.
On this decision,
I could change that, but
it's beneficial for me too. First.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that you can't. In the decision making process, don't sit here and be like, oh well, I'm not telling you to go through life and be like, oh well, fuck everybody. I'm not saying that, because remember, that's something, because you can you can. I mean, but that's your decision.
You have the choice, but what you give out, you get back.
Yeah, exactly.
Plant a seed, get a bushel. So
exactly.
I mean,
so it's like, you gotta make sure that you reward yourself. Make sure that you put yourself first when you're making your decisions. When it's decisions time, make sure you are first. The third thing is, ask yourself often. In order for you to be often, when's the last time you did something that you enjoyed for yourself?
Yeah, and figure out ways.
You know what I mean?
You know, I think the whole way to make this happen, in terms of following the steps you just said, is to first truly figure out the ways that fills your cups up. Like, understand yourself. Understand what fills you up. Like, it's not the same for everybody. It might be a walk. Like, sometimes it's crazy. It might not be material at all. And that's what's the beautiful thing about life. And so, you know, some people, it's expression. You know, you might like to draw, paint, cook. But figure
Yeah,
out. And
you
then
just go talk in the fucking mirror or sit. in the
my
room talking
point,
to
it could be
yourself.
something so simple. You might just like Snickers.
We got this thing we call confessionals, right?
Hell yeah.
It's gonna make sense later on down the line, but it's this thing called confessionals, right? But there's been times where this confessional has helped me so much in life where it's like, how many times you find yourself, how many times you find yourself talking to yourself?
Oof.
Fucking record that shit.
Hell
Next
yeah.
time you do that, record
Put
that
the camera
shit.
on. And
Put the
even if you
camera
don't tell nobody, just go. That's your
just
journal.
randomly go
Just
back
fucking,
and watch that.
Yo, because you'll see certain things about yourself that you can't catch. You know, like, at our job, for example, we wrapping this up. But at our job, for example, like they had told me that I'm great at what I do. I've learned to bite my tongue. I learned how to not say things because timing is everything, or how to say things better. I learned how to communicate better.
Because sometimes not what you say, it's
exactly.
how you say when you say what you say.
But one thing I'm still working on is my facial expressions. I'm very, very expressive. I can't, and like, so you say some wild shit, my face just does stuff. And so they told me at my job, I got to work on it. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, well, fuck, how do I work on that? And like, this has been the best way because I see certain things, when she says certain things, and then I'm like, I put myself in a work position. I'm like, I can see how that can be taken a certain type of way, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta measure yourself, but you gotta be available for yourself. You gotta love you enough to fill your cup up.
We're not responsible for how people feel when we say the things that we say, but we are responsible for how we react when they let us know how they feel.
Yeah.
So it's
You're not responsible, but you should have an objective in your conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't just say things because they came to your mind, because some of those thoughts they still real that you can think it. It's still real. Right. You don't gotta say everything. That's what I learned. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta. I ain't have to be I was a little bit over expressive at times. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's best to analyze it first and then have a calculated.
Express it and share it with the class or the group.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's our time.
Yeah.
All of y'all, and like, I hope this was very, very informative. I like to ask y'all to please comment, like, share, all of that good shit, because it gives us great feedback.
Great.
You know what I mean?
Great.
But definitely comment, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe.
Please subscribe. We love y'all.
If you subscribe, you're getting it all the time. You're getting it every time we drop. If you haven't noticed, we're definitely dropping these each and every Friday. Just something to put in the airways, and just to get the day going. So as soon as Friday start, you're going to start something with Facts of Life. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I like to leave y'all with peace, love, and Godspeed. I appreciate y'all for today.
So smooth.
You know what I mean?
That's no follow-up. I'm just gonna say bye. I don't have nothing right now. I'm enjoying the moment. So it's been a wonderful time, man. Love y'all. Oh yeah, the remotes. You need that. I always hit the